So here we are again, down in my basement, trying to do another camping gear video. The first one was a pretty catastrophic failure. I started going over a few things and the video got entirely too long. And so I went ahead and did the pannier sticker, mail call type thing, or Save Brown Sunday. And I mentioned that I might throw in the camping gear at the end, and I didn't. And I'm taking a little bit of heat for that. All in good fun. I appreciate it. I'm not upset. But I did do a little quick gear layout just to have something. And I posted that this afternoon, like 7 hours after the video went up, or not even that long. So now I think what I'll do is I'll show you why I have so much trouble coming up with what should I take camping with me. And that is because I have quite a few of so many different things. And I'll go ahead and cue you in on a couple of them. He's got this little tub right here, and I don't know, I guess I could angle the camera down, so let me see. Angle it down a little bit. So in the layout there that came out this afternoon, I put out my Jeff White bush knife, which was the knife I was planning on taking on this camping trip. And it's shoved away inside a pack over there right now, so I don't want to go dig all that stuff back out. But I will just go through the knives that I have to show you why I was having a hard time figuring out what to take. And this video turned into a long one. So this one is just going to cover some cutting tools. And I've got a few. And one that probably won't go is this knife right here. I've had this knife probably since 1988, I would guess. This is it's not an expensive knife by any means. It was free. It was a gift to me by a commander in Honduras. It's just a basic, I think it's an Air Force survival knife is what they call this. It's a pretty hefty knife. And it came with the sheath, and I painted it or tanned it or whatever I did. And it's missing the whetstone, but other than that, it's a good knife. But I just don't want to take it out on a camping trip with me. So there's that one. I also have several of these Mora companions. These are really cheap knives. I mean, when I say cheap, I mean inexpensive. They're razor sharp, but they don't have a full tang. And the spine is not ground at a 90-degree angle, so you can't strike a ferro rod with it. But these are really good knives, and I have several of these, and I keep them in packs in the car, in the wife's car. It's always good to have a knife like that. Then I have this knife right here, and actually this ferro rod is the one that should be on the Jeff White bush knife. But this is from CRKT Cutlery. These knives, you see them on eBay. They also have a website, but these knives are made out of tool steel. And I'm not a metallurgist, so I can't tell you the difference between all of them. But this is a nice knife too. It has a full tang. It's got a 90-degree spine, so it will throw a spark off a ferro rod. And it's a nice knife. I like it quite a bit. And this was a contender. But this is the one I keep in my EDC bag. Right here, I don't know if you can see that, this bag right here, and it's open because I took the knife out of it. And we did a video on that not too long ago. And I just dropped the stuff on the floor, but it'll stay down there. So this knife was also in the contention of being one of the camp knives. Now this one right here is a little bit overkill. This is the Habilis Bushtool. And this is a very formidable knife. It's got a huge blade on it. It's carbon steel, full tang. It's got a nice pommel on it. It's got these awesome handles with a bearing in it for a bow drill. It's got a notch cut out there for a ferro rod, which I don't particularly like because my other ferro rod is a lot bigger. It's a 1/2 inch, so it doesn't fit in that slot. It's got this big choil right here, so you can choke up on the knife if you're really doing some fine carving stuff. This notch right here was cut, so if you're batoning wood, when you hammer it, it actually pushes the knife down, then glancing off. If you can imagine if this was sloped all the way, the baton would, make the knife eventually come out. But this is a great knife, and I like it a lot too. But it's heavy. But it's a good knife. It also comes with this really huge sheath, and I have the Alpha rig on it too, which is another blade in there. It's got like a spear point. You can make a spear out of this. I've got some 550 cord on it for some cordage. Or you can just use this for a camp knife. skinning small animals or just cutting up your meat to eat. And it also has a 90-degree spine, and it will throw a spark off a ferro rod. I really do like this knife. For a 2-night camping trip, I don't know if it would be overkill. It's set up, it's got a scout carry sheath, but it also has a dangler belt loop on it. And I also have an Exotech ferro rod, and I think there's probably some tinder in the cap. No, there is not any tinder in the cap on this one, but there will be. And I also added this piece of shock cord, stretchy cord, so it doesn't come out. This knife was also in contention to go in the woods with me. This knife, the Becker BK-2, is a beast. The Becker, this knife is about 3/8 inch thick. It's ridiculous. This knife has never been used. As you can see, it still has the original coating on there, and it's never been used. But it's a heavy-duty knife. It's huge. It's giant. It's bulletproof. It's a K-bar, you know, made by Becker. So Becker BK-2. But it's a good knife. This was not going to be the one I took camping with me. I also have an assortment of neck knives. One of the neck knives you already saw. It was the one I had laid out yesterday. I also have this CRKT neck knife that I was considering taking. Now I like this one because it's razor sharp and it's small, and it fits around your neck and you don't even know it's there, and you kind of have this extra thing to hold on to right there. But this knife was into contention. I also have some sharpening instruments here, you know, not ferro rod. I have a whetstone with this has a flint on the side of it. This is another sharpening stone. This is actually the a Fall Niven DC4, so it's smooth on one side and it's got like diamond on the other. And I also have this leather strop, and I also have this sharpening utensil as well. This is for axes and things of that nature. Now, aside from the knives, this is another good thing to have when you're camping. This is a Silky Pocket Boy saw. It's a good saw, small, cut some nice little firewood pieces. That's about all it's going to be good for. You know, it's cutting up some fuel for your little cook stove. Not for a big fire, I wouldn't say, but in an emergency, you've got it. It's a Silky Pocket Boy. And I also have a Bacho Laplander, which is another good saw to take out with you. And this is a little bit bigger than that one. Also good for small jobs. And yeah, so that was in a contention. I was going to keep piling this stuff. Let me just put these knives back in this little tub I have over here for now. Back to saws, I have this Bob Destrude folding buck saw. I'm not going to show you how to use it in this video, but basically what this is, if you know what a buck saw is, this is one of them. This is a folding buck saw, and you can see the blade is right inside there. I don't know if you can see that. The blade is right there, and you just open it up. I'm trying not to shake everything here. Okay, and so how this works is this. I'll just do it. This blade comes out like that. So that's a buck saw blade right there, as you can see. So this handle, it pivots. Okay, now this will make mincemeat out of just about anything. You take this and you fold it around this way, and you fold this one around this way. Okay, I don't know if I can get all this in a frame. So it looks similar to this. I know I can't get it all in the frame. But this saw goes in one side. Okay, you put the saw with the nut and bolt in it over here like this. Okay, and then you come over here to this side and you put this handle in the other side of the aluminum frame, just like that. And then what you do is you roll this handle down like that, and there you go. Now you have a buck saw. This will make mincemeat out of some firewood, or even cutting some long logs. If you watched Jeremy Rides do his Trans-American Trail trip, when him and Valhalla Mike were cutting through those trees with a machete, if they'd have had this, they could have got through a lot quicker. And it's lightweight, it's aluminum, and it's just got a wooden handle. And it breaks down just as easy. You unfold it, take the handle out, slide it out of the other side. mistake you do, fold this all the way down. Put the teeth down, fold that in. Now you see that little screw on the top. When you put that inside here and you fold this handle down, you line that screw up on that hole like that, and you pinch that shut. See, it doesn't come out. It doesn't come out. And I have this canvas sheath for it, and this really doesn't take up a lot of room. It's long, but it's not really, I think it's 20 inches, 18 or 20 inches long. But if you plan on harvesting some firewood, or you're going to be in a spot that you think you're going to need to cut some wood, a buck saw is something you would really like to have, and a folding buck saw is perfect. This is a good saw, and I might take it just to review it out in the field for you guys. And if it doesn't take up, I can roll that up in my sleeping mat or my sleeping bag, or my sleeping mat right on the back of the seat. So we got that. Now along those same lines, I also have a tomahawk made by the HB Forge company. This is a hand-forged hawk that I got from the HB Forge. I don't know if you can see that, but it says HB Forge right there on it. And I had to do a little work on the handle to get the hawk stuck on there so it wouldn't rock. It's rocking a little bit, but these are made to where you can, if I were to beat this on the ground, I could get the head off, and you could fashion another handle for it in the woods with a tree branch of the same diameter. This is also handy to have in the woods for camping, chopping wood, things of that nature. This, I don't think I was going to take this on this camping trip, but it's a good tool to have when you are camping. Sometimes chopping is easier than sawing. And I also have this. This is ridiculous. This is the CRKT. I think it's called the kanji, the woods kanji. Now this is kind of heavy. This has got a lot of weight to it, but it's sharp. It'll cut some wood. It's got a hook on this side, so if you need to hook a log and drag it somewhere, this is not sharp, but the point is. But yeah, this is just something fun. I mean, it's functional, but and it's not some fantasy sword axe thing where I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons and slaying stuff with it. So anyway, those are the cutting tools. And so as you can see, it wasn't an easy task. So after this, I think I could go over shelters or covers. So we're basically going over the 5 C's of survivability when it comes to this stuff. And if you don't know who Dave Canterbury is, you should probably look him up if you plan on spending some time in the woods or you want to learn about survival. He's got a lot of good information out there. He's got a lot of bushcrafting books, or at least two good ones, Advanced Bushcrafting and Bushcrafting. If you don't know what they are, the 5 C's of survivability are combustion, cover, container, cordage, cutting tool. So those are the basic things that you would need to survive out there. And then there's more. There's another 5 that are nice to have: candlelight, a compass, cargo tape, and a canvas needle. I've got all that, and I'm sure I'll cover it at some point, but that's just a cutting tool. So this is the problem I was having trying to put together a kit for motocamping. Feel my pain. See how this is maddening, but I got a lot to choose from. So yeah, let me know what you think about some of these knives. If you have any experience with them, let me know. Talk to y'all again soon. So hey guys, if you like that video and this content is something you have an interest in, or you want to know more information about this KLR 650 or modifications you can do to it, or what I've done to it, or anyway, if you made it to the end of this video, I really appreciate you watching it. And if you enjoyed it, click that thumbs up button down below and click that little bell down there so you know when I upload more videos. As always, be safe out there, and I'll talk to y'all again soon.